Hi, boys and girls. So, today we're going to talk about a new story, and the title of the story is The New Friend. It's written by Maria Mukel, illustration by Ed Martins. The genre of the story is realistic fiction. Realistic fiction, as you all know, we have learned about it before. It is a story that could happen in real life. That a story that could really happen in a real life and characters who act like real people, events that could happen really in your life. So that's the genre of the story, and that is realistic fiction. Martin Louis and I lived in the city. Next door was an old house. No one had lived there for a long time. One day a work crew came with pails and brushes. They started to wash and paint the empty house. City, we have learned about city before in social studies. It is bigger than a town but smaller than a country. It's the place where there are tall buildings and a lot of houses. So they are talking about a house which is being brushed and painted, and they haven't seen someone living in that house for a longer. After they were done and the paint had dried, the house looked pretty and new. The next day, a big truck pulled up. It was full of crates and boxes. A crew unloaded the boxes off the truck. A new family would soon live there. Today Louis went over to the house next door. He met a boy called Makoto. Then we all met Makoto. Makoto was 7 years old, just like us. Before long, we found out that Makoto played soccer. He could keep running and running. He was good at learning things too. He learned all of our names by the end of the game. So they met a boy, this is Makoto, and even he is 7 years old, and even he likes to play soccer just like them. And by the end of the game, he learned the name of all the boys he was playing in the neighborhood. Soon Makoto's family was all moved in. We met his mother and father. They were glad that Makoto had made some new friends. While Makoto's mother and father went to buy food, Makoto stayed and played with us. Buy means to buy something by giving money. So when you go to supermarket, you buy food, right? So you give money and then you get the food. That's called buying. And this is Makoto's parents, mother and father. So they were happy and they were glad that Makoto made some new friends and he used to play with them while mother and father went to buy some food. When Makoto's mother and father rejoined us, Martin, Makoto, and I helped them carry the bags into the house. Makoto said he would show us around his house. Then we went up to look at Makoto's room. Makoto still had a lot of boxes to unpack. He had some nice toys and kites. He said that on the next windy day he would bring his kites outside and fly them. He said I could fly a kite by myself. The meaning of myself is talking about himself. The Makoto is talking about himself. When you talk about yourself, you say myself. So what happens? Makoto's parents came back from buying food and they helped them, children helped them carry them in the house. And then they went to Makoto's room. They saw the house. They saw his room. They saw there are a lot of boxes which needs to be unpacked. And then there are some nice toys and kites. And Makoto promised that next time when there is a windy day, he would bring his kites and fly outside. Then we went outside to look at Makoto's pictures from Japan. He had them in a green book. On the first page, we saw Makoto's old house in Japan. On the next page, we saw Makoto's family in Japan. The last page had pictures of Makoto's friends. They showed Makoto's seventh birthday party. Makoto said he wishes he could meet his old friends. So later they went outside and they saw Makoto's picture book where he was in Japan and he had a lot of friends and he was missing his friends, and then he showed them his seventh birthday party pictures. He showed them how he looked when he was a baby, how his old house was in Japan, and yeah, so he was wishing that he could meet his old friends. At the end of the day, Makoto's mother and father repaid us for helping with cookies. We said please and thank you and ate up. Makoto's father said he had a new job in the city. Makoto would be going to our school. We were all glad about that. So we all know what's the meaning of please. It's a kind of a request, and we all know what is school where we go to study. So what happens by the end of the day, Makoto's mother and father repaid them with cookies, and they enjoyed the cookies and they ate it up. And Makoto's father said that he got a new job in the city, and Makoto would be going to their school, and they were happy about it. We said goodbye to Makoto and his mother and father. Then we went home to our families. We were glad to have a new friend next door. So they said goodbye. These two boys said goodbye to Makoto and they went back to their families and they were happy that they made a new friend. I hope you liked the story, boys and girls. Thank you.